birthplace of Shakespeare, baby. This murderer's skin, they turned it into souvenirs. Don't get run over. Oh hey, welcome back to the vlog. My mom is in the background looking for directions because we've decided to take ourselves on a little bit of a break this week. My mom and I have come to Warwickshire because we just decided we needed to treat ourselves, and it's not quite time to check into our hotel yet, so we kind of pulled off at this place called Henley, and we're gonna have a little bit of a mosey around, maybe get this girl some coffee, maybe take a look in some of the shops, but for right now we're lost. Did you find out where we're going?
No, either right or left.
Either right or left, sounds good to me. This is a very long driveway. The longer the driveway, the fancier you are. Okay, we just got to our hotel, so I'm going to give you a quick little tour of the room before I unpack my suitcase and just sprawl my stuff everywhere. Okay, so this is our room. We have our cute little twin beds. We have a nice little desk area over here, and then we have really nice views. So out there you can see like the garden, and over to that side behind that tree there is a lake, so that's really cute. Oof, she's disheveled. My mom really didn't want to be in the background of the vlog. I was like, where is she? She's hiding behind the wardrobe. Here in the bathroom, so we have the nicely lit mirror, which I love. That's my favorite part about a hotel, is that usually when you go to a hotel, you have a big bathroom mirror with lots of light, and I love it. And then we have the bath, the shower, not too shabby. So this place is called the Arden Court Hotel. I'll leave a link to the hotel in the description down below in case you want to just like be a little bit nosy about it. But yeah, we got a really good deal. It's breakfast, the stay, and dinner with access to the pool and the sauna. Did I make that up?
I think there's a sauna and hot tub there as well.
A sauna and a hot tub, maybe, question mark. But access to all of that. For how much did we pay?
For 2 nights, for 2 breakfasts, 2 dinners, £300 for the 2 of us.
£300 for 2 nights with breakfast and dinner and all that stuff, which I think is a bargain.
That's for 2 people.
For 2 people. We paid £150 each. That's a bargain.
We got a 3-course meal.
And a 3-course meal. As you can tell, I did not participate in the planning of this trip. I just turned up and was really grateful to be here. But I think that's a really good deal, and it looks really nice here. It's very fancy. I think the whole area is pretty fancy, like driving around. A lot of fancy cars, a lot of fancy houses, a lot of fancy people, and then me. So we're gonna get settled in and then, I don't know, take a look around, I guess. We broke the key card. It's okay, they gave us new ones. I'm just not allowed to be in charge of them anymore. Because when I say we broke it, I mean I broke it. So we're heading down to dinner. I don't want to talk about how frizzy my hair is right now. Actually, I don't think it looks terrible.
A little bit wild.
A little bit wild. Static from the weather, I think, because it's so muggy and humid. It's kind of taking on a life of its own, like a science experiment, but we're just rolling with it. We went across to the pool earlier, had a little bit of a chill there, came back to the room, had a little bit of a chill there, and generally have just been very chilled. It's nice to be relaxed. I like that. And now I'm going to stuff my face again, and I'm so excited. nap time. I'm one of those probably quite strange people who just loves going to bed whenever I go on a trip. But there's just something about being in a hotel room and like snuggling up in bed and watching TV. Doing that at home, boring. Doing it in a hotel, fabulous. And maybe that just makes me very boring, but that's fine. I embrace it. I've had a really nice day today. I enjoyed that little wander around Henley. It was such a quaint little town. And I bought some stuff at a vintage shop. I'm going to show you probably when I get back home. But I bought 2 skirts and a dress. Was not planning on buying anything today, but it just happened to me. And yeah, because tomorrow we're going into Stratford. I went to Stratford once before, but I was about 9, so I don't really remember it. Like, I have a vague memory of going to Shakespeare's house. That's pretty much it. Okay, I'm gonna leave this bathroom now because it's really freaking loud. I'm so comfy. Good night. We made it to Stratford, birthplace of Shakespeare, baby. And first things first, I'm gonna rummage around the charity shops because that's just who I am. That's so good.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
I'm back home. I've actually been back home since Wednesday, but I've been feeling like a little bit of an antisocial grouch for the last few days, so I haven't vlogged anything. The trip was so much fun. That hotel was bougie, and I really enjoyed it. And I also had the best time just like exploring Stratford and doing all the touristy things. We went to Shakespeare's house, we did a boat ride along the river, which was absolutely stunning. We had, oh my gosh, I had this amazing brownie. I can't remember what the place was called. The cakes, they were amazing. We went to the place where Shakespeare is buried. I mean, that's kind of a little bit of a macabre tourist attraction, but I don't know if you've noticed this if you are British or if you've been to the UK, but a lot of our tourist attractions are really morbid. Like the dungeons, whether it's the London dungeon, the Edinburgh dungeon, the York dungeon, they really kind of emphasize all of the doom and gloom, like the plague, beheading people, burning witches at the stake. They really make a big drama about it, and we're just drawn to it. I mean, I am. I remember this one time when I was in Edinburgh and I went into this gift shop where they had what's that guy's name? Something in hair. I need to look this up. My Google search history is just not the one. Edinburgh murderers snatching bodies, Victorian times. Burke and Hare. Okay, so if you didn't know, and we're going off on a wild tangent at this point, but back in the Victorian times there was a real trend of like stealing bodies. Like people would dig up bodies from graveyards and sell them to doctors because they wanted to do autopsies, because science was just becoming a thing and they wanted to learn what was going on inside of humans so that they could better save living humans. Anyway, body snatching was a big thing, but these guys, Burke and Hare, took it one step further and they were like, you know what's easier than digging up a body? Just killing someone and then selling that body to the doctors. So they killed a bunch of people. It was really sad. It was really gory. But that's not even the worst part, because there is a little shop in Edinburgh. There's a tiny little shop. It's so small, it's like the size of this room, and the guy has a wallet there. It's on display, you can go see it. And I can't remember whether it was Burke or Hare, but one of them, when he was executed, he got skinned and they just sold off his skin to make stuff, souvenirs for people of this man's skin, this murderer's skin. They took it off and they turned it into souvenirs. And this man in this little unassuming shop, in Edinburgh has a wallet on display made of the skin. Suddenly going to see Shakespeare's grave doesn't seem so macabre by comparison, right? So this is the whole thing. British history, very dark, very gory, and we're just drawn to it for some reason. I guess it's the same reason why we're drawn to true crime, although I guess that's not everyone. Some people are well adjusted and I am not one of them. I'm like, oh, take me to the grave, take me to the wallet made of human skin, take me to the dungeons, take me to what was that place I went with the demon? The vaults, the Edinburgh vaults. If you haven't been to Edinburgh, 10 out of 10 recommend. Also 10 out of 10 recommend Stratford. That was amazing. Anyway, I really enjoyed the trip and I feel like it came at just the perfect time. I just needed a little bit of a change of scenery and just a refresh, and I feel so much better since I've come back. I feel like I've got more energy, I feel like my mind is a little bit clearer, and sometimes you just need a bit of a change. Anyway, this afternoon I'm going to a party. It's a joint hen and stag party all in one. I don't really personally know the people whose party it is. I mean, I've met them, but they're friends of my dad. He was like, hey, do you want to come? And I immediately was like, yes, because my car is still off the road, and if I don't leave the house I will probably have some kind of breakdown because I'm starting to feel the cabin fever. I will go and celebrate the wedding of people I do not know. I'll go celebrate anything. Just let me leave this house. Plus it's an opportunity to meet new people and I love that. And my mom has started the hairdryer in the other room. I don't know if you can hear that, but that also is a signal to me that maybe it's later than I thought it was. It's significantly later than I thought it was. As per always, I am now running late because I am the worst multitasker in the world. So I will see you on the other side. Well, it's a whole new week now, but I didn't wrap up the vlog yesterday, and here's the embarrassing truth about why. So we got to the party, it was really nice, the sun was out, the rain miraculously did not make an appearance, so we were able to sit outside and have a few drinks, and it was just lovely. The problem was that it was a barbecue. Vegetarians generally don't thrive at barbecues. If I'd known ahead of time, I would have just made myself a big lunch before I went. It's absolutely no problem. But I ended up not eating anything other than some porridge at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I didn't eat anything while I was there because it was just like beef and sausages and stuff. And after my 3 glasses of Prosecco, I was... well, I actually don't remember what I was. I don't even remember getting home. I stuck to my 3-drink limit, okay? 3 drinks is my limit, but apparently on an empty stomach, 0 drinks is my limit. We live and learn, friends. We live and we learn. But one thing I realized when I was getting ready and I was like rushing out the door yesterday is that I never showed you the clothes that I bought when I was in Warwickshire, because I was wearing one of the dresses that I bought from the vintage shop and I was like, oh, I meant to do like a little bit of a haul and I forgot. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna try stuff on, okay? You know how much I hate trying stuff on, and it is so sticky and like muggy today, and I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry, I love you, I am not doing it. But I will show you what they look like. Okay, so first off, this is the dress that I wore to the party yesterday. It's this cute little midi length tee dress. It's cotton and it's such a pretty floral print. I mean, you know me, I will live and die by florals. It came with a little belt. It's on the floor. It came with this little tie. But what I did yesterday was I put on a little like buckle belt with it to try and make it a little bit more modern. Like, we love the vintage, but I don't know. I wanted to give it a more modern twist. I know nothing about fashion, okay? I just like it. I liked it with the belt I wore it with yesterday, and I think it's really pretty. I believe, if I remember from the tag, this was from the 70s. That's like way old. Then I also got 2 midi skirts from the vintage shop, and I was so thrilled because I've really been on the lookout for new midi skirts just to like throw on with a little vest top when it's hot. You know, it's kind of like I'm making an effort, but am I really? So I've got this one with kind of like a bold flower pattern. I just love these colors. They're so vibrant. This one's from the 80s, and can we just talk about the quality of vintage clothes. Can we just take a second for that? Because this, it has such great lining. The fabric is so thick. The zip is so robust. I mean, this thing is older than me, and it looks in better shape than a lot of the clothes I have in my wardrobe from like last summer. And I feel like we're really being duped. And here we go, it's a tangent that nobody asked for. But like, we've bought into this idea that fast fashion is great because we can have more clothes. And I think a lot of us are really waking up to, well, A, that is terrible for the environment, terrible on an ethical level, terrible for, you know, the people working in these companies, doing horrible hours, doing unsafe practices, making us clothes that we feel like we need for no reason that anyone can really explain other than we just want them. And we've bought into this idea that more is better. Like, just buy it, just have as many as you can. And we've really paid the price, because when I touch these clothes, I put these on, they're such freaking good quality. And I bet these weren't, I mean, I don't know vintage brands, but I bet these weren't like exceptionally expensive. Like, if you wanted to buy something really good quality today that would last for like 40 years, can you imagine how much you'd have to pay? As opposed to, my mom was talking to me about like when she used to buy clothes in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, it was more expensive than going to like Shein and getting a top for like £3, which, by the way, I can't even talk about Shein, okay? I can't. You'd have fewer items of clothing, and so you could afford to pay a little bit more for them. But it's not like my mom was like balling, you know? She wasn't going out and spending like hundreds and hundreds of pounds on something just to get good quality. Thank you for coming to my enraged TED Talk. I have a lot of feelings today. But I also love this skirt. Then I also got this skirt too. This one I think is also from the 80s, but it's giving Jackie from that 70s show to me. You know, with a pair of like tan boots? Is it not giving Jackie from that 70s show? Look at this pattern. I absolutely love it. I tried it on. My mom was like, you look like you should be up yodeling in the Alps in that print. And I was like, thank you. Say no more. I'm gonna buy it. I don't think she meant it as a compliment, but I think it's adorable. So I was thrilled with those, and then I did a little bit of charity shop shopping and got myself a couple more bargains. So I got this little top. It's from Topshop. The straps need to be tied up. And look, I know, I am very well aware that this is the exact kind of top that all of the young people on TikTok are saying, isn't it so embarrassing that millennials are out here in their long tops over their skinny jeans with their boots? Like, oh, it's so gross. Girl, I am a millennial, okay? I'm proud. Is it the exact same thing that I was wearing 10 years ago? Yes, it is, and I love it, and that's why I stick with it. And finally, this was such a great win for me because I needed a new denim jacket. It's from Indigo Collection. I think that's Marks and Spencer's, right? Anyway, it looks like it's been barely worn at all. I got it for £10 at the charity shop, and it is a little bit big. It's a size 14, but I think it kind of looks like intentionally oversized, as opposed to she just bought that jacket in a size that's too big because she couldn't be bothered to keep looking for a jacket. So some really good finds there. And if you're someone who really wants to get into charity shop shopping and like finding good pieces, but you feel like your local charity shops just have a bunch of tat, I relate to that so hard. My biggest tip, go to where the rich people live and rummage through their charity shops. I saw so many great things. I could have spent a fortune. A lot of the stuff wasn't in my size, or I just had no need for it. But I mean, good brands, brand new tags on. So go where the rich people are and buy all their secondhand stuff. Oh, what a week. I'm really glad that I took that little break away. I feel like that's exactly what I needed. Did I say that yesterday? I feel like I'm having deja vu. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another vlog. Remember that I love you so much. You are enough just as you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.